County College family. This is not the virtual cafe. This is Student Success Day. We hope that you're all having an awesome semester. You know, we like to have Student Success Day once every semester. We like to bring in bona fide experts of life to come speak to you about what it's like out there in the real world and how to better equip yourself with the tools that you will need to endure the world out there. So today, we have someone who's been with us many, many times. His name is Geo Derice. He's an author of The Thirst is Real, which if you have a red ticket, you'll be receiving a copy of the book. So stay after the presentation and we will be able to get our book signed by Geo and take a quick pic up here on stage. If you have a red ticket, hang on to it, you're going to be getting his book. Geo is an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and founder of the 2020 Living Incorporated, which helps people maximize their full potential by creating visions for better tomorrows that they can live into. His work has been featured in the Huffington Post, BET, and countless others. He's spoken all over the nation, from as far west as Washington State to as northeast as Vermont and many places in between. His work has led him to work with professional organizations such as the NBA Brooklyn Nets, and also working behind the scenes with several multi-million-dollar enterprises. When not speaking, he is helping others craft their expertise by becoming authors. He's worked on 57 self-published books in just the last few years. And when he is done doing that, you can find him watching reruns of House Hunters with his wife, whom he still cannot believe actually married him. We want to remind you all that we are socially distancing during this time. Hence, while we are sitting a few seats away from each other and still wearing masks, we allow our performers to not wear masks on stage so you can see their facial expressions, and they are far enough away from you so that you are not in any danger. Without any further ado, students, please welcome a huge round of applause for Student Life and Activities BFF, Mr. Geo Derice.
You guys are my BFFs. That's so true. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. And I get it. It's a great day, and sometimes the weather dictates how we feel when we come to school, right? Everybody kind of like, yo, can I get like a reset? Like, can I get an extra hour? Who could use an extra hour today? Nobody? Got it? I see a hand right here. She's like, no, 5 hours, please, right? Now, today, what we're going to be talking about specifically, I know it's Student Success Day, we do these every single semester. And one of the things that I've noticed when I was in college was I felt like they told me what to do, but there was still something missing when I got into real life. Like when it got time to like go get jobs, when it came time to go ahead and make relationships and all these things like networking, there was just some things that was not found in the text. And I felt like I was robbed. I felt like they're like, give me my money back because there's something you're not telling me. And so I go out there full of confidence, thinking that you're about to flex, y'all went to college, like I'm good. And then you go out there and then you start to feel like the world is laughing at you because they know something that you don't know. And so the purpose of this presentation is for me to just share with you, all of you, exactly what are those things that you need to know, the decisions that you need to make that will ultimately set you up for success. All of us want success in different forms. My goal today with this presentation is to tell you how to get success to chase me. Like, how do I get to a place where I make decisions where success is magnetically attracted to me? And so we're going to talk about 5 secrets today, specifically. But I just want to start off by asking you guys a quick question. And I know this is something that comes up a lot. You're looking at me right now. You have no idea where I'm from. You're like, I think I pick up an accent. I don't know what culture he's from. I'm Haitian, right? So I'm Haitian American. And you sit back and you're like, this guy came from Brooklyn, New York, and he thinks he knows me. I see it all the time because I've been in the same seats that you're sitting at right now, where a person sits in front of a room, tells you a bunch of stuff, and you're like, you don't even know where I came from. You don't know what I've been through. You don't even know what I want. You don't even know why I'm here. And now you're going to tell me secrets to becoming successful? Well, here's the interesting thing. While I don't know those things, all I'm asking you is to go and think about what is it that you don't know that maybe he knows. There's something that I know in the 37 years that I've lived. I'm a geek by nature, so I'm reading books left and right. And there's something that I know, and the question is, what is it that I know that you actually need to know? That one little nugget that can literally change the whole scope of your life. The difference of being able to go and say, hey, I'm at 303 University Avenue, or am I at 302 where it's a completely different location? My goal is to tell you exactly how to get it. Right? So when I said I don't know, right? Let me just ask you a quick question. What do you think is the 3 hardest words in the English language? You can just call it out. I'm curious. What do you guys think? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's 2 words, but that is, I know some people don't know how to say thank you, right? Clearly, you probably held the door for somebody, and somebody just walked right through and said, you're lucky that I walked through the door. I get it, right? No, it's not thank you, but that's the one that's so strong. Who else? A quick guess? Yes.
Help.
Say that again?
Help.
Help. You're getting warmer, right? So it ain't 3 words, but you're getting close. What else? 3 words, 3 words. 3 words, one more guess. 3 words, 3 words, yes.
I don't know.
Did you cheat? Did you listen? Like I literally said the answer earlier, right? I kept saying I don't know. And that is exactly that. I don't know is the hardest 3 words to say. Anybody can guess like why is it so hard? Why do we have a hard time saying I don't know? Say that again. I heard somebody say it. 100%. That's the 100% answer why. No one wants to feel stupid. I don't want to be in class. Everybody looks like they understand what's going on. And you're the one person who's like, I got no clue. It went over my head. And I don't want anyone else to know that I got no clue what's going on. So what you do is you practice that face. Not on the face where y'all look like y'all really paying attention, but y'all don't understand what's going on. Y'all don't like look like, and you're nodding, but you're like really like, I don't know what you just said. What's going on here? Why am I even here? I know I should drop this class. It wasn't meant for me, right? And you start thinking this thing about I don't know, and what we're really sitting down trying to do is trying to figure out how do I protect myself from not looking some type of way? How do I go ahead and make sure that when someone goes and look at me, they're gonna say, aha, you dumb, you mad, stupid. Oh my gosh, you didn't know that? Everybody else knew it. And so what happens is we never go ahead and admit to the fact that we don't actually know something. But the people who are super successful, they don't mind being annoying. They don't mind being the person who don't know. They don't mind being the dumb person right now. They get the last laugh because once they go ahead and are willing to say that they don't know, they get the answers that ultimately unlocks their potential, ultimately hooks them up to go and get success. But you gotta leave your pride. The pride, I'm not saying again, listen to this. I'm not saying don't be proud. I'm talking about pride. Pride is when you're gonna say, yo, I'm the greatest thing since, you know what, every girl should date me. She's like, look at me, come on. Or you're a lady, you're like, the guy should be lining around the corner for me. Like, do you see me? Like, I woke up like this. I'm good. And we think that this is the pride thing, but I want you to be proud. There's a culture you came from. There's a background you came from. There's some things that you've been through that everyone else would have said, yo, I'm done. You may get to sit down and say, yo, I'm in college and maybe I missed my turn, but I'm coming back even though I know there are going to be people in my class who are younger. There are going to be people in my class who are like, got other things that set them up for success, and I just feel like, I don't know. So when I think about this whole idea of like, I don't know, right? The secret to the first thing is asking questions. The willingness to ask questions is going to unlock all the doors for you. Literally, because here's the thing. This is the thing I'm showing my age a little bit, right? With different strokes, right? And Arnold, he used to always say, what you talking about, Lewis? And I would almost look at each and every one of you who's listening to me right now. And I'm saying, if they would go to a professor and say, what you talking about? What you talking about, Joe? What you talking about, Mr. Grant? What you talking about? Like, and you are willing to go and do that, then you will get the potential to be able to get the answers that you need to be free. The thing that I want us all to understand is the information that you desperately need to change your life, somebody got it. Somebody got the information that you need. The question, the only thing is, are you asking the question to go and get the answer? That's the only thing, right? So we think about it, life is just one big Q&A. It's just one big Q&A. And the reality is, if you ask for help, you'll realize that I get the answers. Because if you do not ask the question, no one's gonna walk up to you. Y'all know how it is. When somebody comes up to you and they just tell you something, but you didn't ask, you're like, yo, like, I don't need that. Like, why are you telling me that for? And we all, I don't know what specifically why you're here. I don't know why you decided to go to school. I don't know why this means something to you. Maybe it's your parents forced you to come. Maybe it's because you got a goal and a dream and you feel like this is the only way to go and get it. But the reality is that if you are willing, and I'm telling you this because I've done leadership trainings for big companies, I've done all this stuff, and everyone has the same problem. They don't know how to ask questions. Like, now I don't want to ask questions, I'm asking a dumb question. Like, if I look at anybody who's first started to do anything in life, we all looked dumb in the beginning. Did y'all see what y'all looked like when y'all started to try to walk for the first time? They all look like Bambi. Everybody look like Bambi. You mean to tell me, I see some people looking at me like, nah. So you mean to tell me the people who are looking at me right now, when you were born, you just walked out the womb and said, Mom, I'm good. I can take it from here. No, like none of us did that. We all have to be willing to start bad and understand that, just like the dictionary, if I start bad and I keep on going, I get to better. If I go from bad and I just keep on going, better is I'm gonna stumble upon better. But you gotta be willing to do it. You gotta be willing to say, yo, I'm okay with not getting the answer right now, but I'll promise you, by the end of this semester, I'm gonna know the answers. Because I'm willing to ask questions. Professors sit in their office, they give you a syllabus, and they say, here's my office hours. Set up an appointment. And they sit there and they gotta go and find out how to go get the best nail filer in the world, because no one ever comes to the office. No one ever comes and says, hey, professor, I ain't gonna lie to you, I missed the last 3 classes. I don't know where we are in this class. And we think that the professor's gonna come down like some monster in a movie and go and broadcast and say, hey guys, come meet at Smith Hall, and I'm going to show you the person who just asked me the last 3 questions on the big screen so that I can go and shame you. Nah. Like, they literally dare to help you. And they can't help you if you don't go and say, yo, Professor, I got a question. Before we end class, can I ask you one question? And just asking that question could go and get you the confidence that you need to be like, oh, snap. I thought it was this, but when I asked the clarifying question, the professor said it was that. Now I know how to go and proceed moving forward. But you can't go and play this live game and think that I'm just going to go and guess my way to success. Like, it's not going to work, right? So now let's talk about success. Today's Student Success Day, right? How many of us want success? Just raise your hand if you want it. Anybody want success? I just want to see anyone in the room. Because if you don't want it, it's kind of the wrong room to be in. Just to tell you that right now, right? Like, we all want success. Just raise your hand again if you want like massive success. When I say massive success, I mean like the one that's disgusting. You know, the one where somebody goes styling the DM saying, I hate you because you're so good. Like that kind of success. Who is it? I just want to see in the room like the massive ones, the ones who's like, yo, you listen, I want people to go and say, yo, I'm hanging around him because he's so successful. I'm gonna get me something just being around you, right? So I see the massive success. And here's the thing, we all want massive success. But one of the things that the biggest lie that people have told you is that massive success comes by you doing it, me, myself, and I. The biggest lie, I believe this so long. I'm the student who was like, I hate doing group projects. Any of us love doing group projects? Raise your hand if you love group projects. Group projects? Wow, you love group projects? Group project? Who does group projects? I see it over there. Who does not like group projects? For real, right? Like, and let me just tell you why. Like, I hate doing group projects because there's always somebody in the group project where they're not doing anything. And then you sit back and you're doing all the work. And then it's miraculously, they never came to class, but the day that the presentation is due, they showed up. And you look and say, yo, I don't even know your name. Like I know we're supposed to do this together, but like, who are you? And you sit back and you're like, yo, hold on, like, you know what? I ain't doing things with nobody. It's me, myself, and I don't need nobody. I don't want to go and share nothing. So if I get it all by myself, I get to keep it all by myself. But here's the reality of what I've learned. I've learned that the bigger the success, now I saw a lot of hands up when it said massive. In order to get that massive success, you have to understand that you can't get there by yourself. The weight is too heavy for one person to carry. It's the reason why most very successful people, they go nuts and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't handle this success. Why? Because it wasn't supposed to be all for you. All of you are trying to achieve massive success. I promise you that there is a person you can think about right now that is attached to that success besides you. I'm not? But I see none, like, right? Like there's somebody, whether it's you have a child, whether it's your parent who came from another country, they were immigrants and they came here to give you a better opportunity, and you just want to say the biggest thank you for them giving you that opportunity to come here. There's somebody attached to that big success, and I want to let you know that if you want to get there, you got to go and realize that this word isn't the word success, it's us. It's us. It's going to take a team in order to get there. So here's the question I have for you. Who is a part of your us? Who's on your team? The beautiful thing, this is why I wish I was in college over here. I'm gonna tell you, just keep it at 100. I did college wrong. Let me tell you exactly what I mean by that, so that you don't do what I did. I went to St. John's University. We paid $20,000 every single year to go to school. $80,000 later, with two friends in a school that got 20,000 kids. I hated college. I hated college. You don't understand how bad I hated it. I hated college so much that the highway that says St. John's University, I never drove on. After I graduated, I said, yo, I'm not going on this road no more. I got PTSD from just the dude. Like, I can't come here. Like, I gotta go, yo, but it's gonna take you 15 minutes longer. You don't understand the level of my pain. I hate this place, right? I went to school, never joined any clubs, never. I don't know if anyone maybe heard this story before. I went to one club meeting the entire 4 years, people. I didn't join the club fair. Heck with club fair. I don't do no club fair. Psst, forget that joint. Yo, student government, oh, whatever, fake president, whatever, I don't do that. I ain't going for that. I said, I'm not doing any of those things. That one club event I went to, the only reason I went, just in true honesty, is because they were giving free pizza, and I, since second grade, love that first time. Love that first time. My wife is still a little jealous. I might call my kid an Italian name just because of the pizza. We're working on it, right? But I loved pizza, right? So they gave me free pizza, I came. Second meeting, they said, yo, come back next week. I said, Dad, I'm coming. I come in the room, I'm looking at them like, there ain't no boxes of pizza. It must be late. It's just not here yet. I come in, I wait for a minute, 20 minutes come, I don't see no pizza. I say, guys, I see y'all about to start a meeting, but what time the pizza coming? Oh, no, we ain't got no pizza today. That was the last day they saw me. I'm not coming no more, right? But then I go and look at my friend, Adewale. And Adewale goes and says, and we graduated from the same school, same 4 years. I said, Adewale, man, what you thought about St. John's? He said, yo, time of my life, bro. I said, hold on. We went to the same school, though. How is it the time of your life? And it's the worst time of my life. He said, yo, did you go do any of the club activities? I said, nah. He said, I was in like 4 clubs. I said, okay. You went to any of the basketball games? It was at Madison Square Garden, man. It was lit. Nah, I ain't do basketball games. Yo, like, did you do like any of the events? Nah. You went to the library? Nah. You studied with anybody? Nah. And he's like, there you go. That's why you didn't get it. And so as I sit back and I'm sharing this with you, the reason that this was in part of my presentation is because I firmly believe, like, we come into a school like this and we walk by mad departments that you're supposed to be walking into saying, yo, excuse me, I don't know what question I got for you yet, but I just want to let you know what my name is and I might just come back. Like, I just want you to be like you paying to come here anyway, even if you got a scholarship, somebody paid for you to come. A grant paid for you to come. You might as well, here's the definition of success if you go to college. When you are done in this school, I want them to name a hallway for how many times you walk in that hallway alone. What's your name? Shaida? Shaida. I want when we walk in the hallway where the deans come and they say, yo, you know what? Shaida, like, she always be asking questions. She stay coming in here. I want when you leave here for them to say, damn, something just different in the room. It just feel like a little dead. There's a little energy that I just don't feel like it's here. And then it'll be like, Shaila. That's what's different. And I want you to go and say, hey, I got my associate's degree. And when they give you that piece of paper, they give you a bill and say, yo, you was using us way too much. Like, here, like we gotta go charge you extra. The way you were making these international calls up in the school and all this stuff, like we gotta charge you a surcharge for the amount of school that you just used. But that is the key to like being successful. Is like the people who are successful, they be squeezing that orange. They know the person, some of y'all probably do it. They're just like my wife. Who when the toothpaste is done, she still want to keep it because it's just a little bit more toothpaste. I'm like, baby's done. Like, we got mad toothpaste in the house. Like, we good. And she's like, nah. Like, every drop we got to use. And I want you to use every drop of what Essex has. I want the people to get tired of seeing them. And I promise you, they are here. The hashtag is not a myth. It ain't for cool, right? It's not like, hey, if we put hashtag students first, we'll get more likes. That's not why they do it. They do it because they really mean it. But it's on us as students to go and say, let me find out if it's true. Let me find out if I ask you a question that you're going to say, oh my gosh, another question? Shahila, why you keep asking me questions for? I answered it last week. Come on now. They're not going to do that. They're literally going to come back and say, well, sit down. Maybe I said it in a way that you didn't see it before. Let's go and look at it from a different approach. Or maybe you tried it and you can give them feedback and say, yo, I went and applied for the job, but they said no. And then you might say, okay, well, let's see, what did you say on the interview? And then maybe we can make adjustments. But again, if we're going to be successful, we got to go and say, yo, who's a part of my team? And I would argue it's the people sitting in this room next to you, because there's a lot of people who knew the event was happening, they didn't come. So the people who want to be successful are the ones who's in this room. And I'm going to say right now, even if you came in this room with like 25% interest, well, that's 25% more than the person who's not in the room. like the person not in the room not going to get the gem. So you can be like, yo, I ain't even want to be here. But I promise you, by the time you're done, you're not going to be like, yo, damn, man, this was nothing. You know what? I regret it coming here. Like you can't, there's no regret when you go. When you go, you find out like, yo, damn, man, you know what? He sold me 5 secrets. You know, 4 of them joints not relevant. But that one that he just said though, I ain't gonna lie. If I apply that joint, I see how that work. I just showing up. And I'm taking it lightly. Like all of you who are sitting here right now, I'm telling you, your presence is a gift. But I don't want you to think the gift is me. Like all I'm here to do is to turn on the light to the potential that's already inside of you. That's what get me out. That's why I read books. That's why I study. I study because I'm like, yo, dang, man, they don't even know they're special. like if they knew, they wouldn't walk into school like this. Y'all be like, yo, come on, like I'm a CEO in the making. Like you walk up like with your shoulders different. You're like, no, you don't even know, man. Like I'm coming in here as a pit stop, but next place I'm going is gonna be next level. And then they're gonna be able to say, yo, I'm gonna make a donation to Essex because this is the place where I learned something that turned that light bulb on for me to be like, yo, oh snap, this is what I could do in my life. Yo, that's crazy. But you gotta be able to go and think about, yo, who's on my team? So I want you to start thinking about that in the back of your mind. Yo, who's on my team? An advisor, a professor, a mentor, a colleague, a peer, a student, but who's on my team? Because I promise you, there's no worse feeling than chasing something big, falling down, looking around, and seeing nobody else is there to help you get it. Because if that person is not there, the unfortunate part of it is, you just might not get it. And when it's big, it's heavy to carry. Some of you are carrying your generations of your family. Some of y'all, your family's not even in this country, and you still here. Who's that in the room? I see a couple hands, right? That's like your family say, yo, go over there, go make that success. We cheering you on from over here, but we can't come with you. And they're looking at it from the window from afar, saying to themselves, we sent one out, and I hope that person comes back. I hope my son comes back reporting more. That's why you need that big success, because it ain't for just you. They're counting on you. But that weight is too heavy to carry, and we need other people around us to be able to say, yo, I see you leaning a little funny. I see you kind of look like your ankle hurting a little bit. Let me go and put my arm around you and help you walk the rest of the way. We need each other if we're gonna be successful. So secret number 2 is you gotta build a team, right? Even the acronym team says together, everyone achieves more. Don't think you're competing with each other. We're competing with each other, but we're not competing against each other. There is enough success for everyone. You ain't gotta go and say, hey, you know what? There's not one diploma where it's like, hey, only one of y'all gonna get this degree. So you gotta trick the other person to make sure you get it. No, all of us could get it, but we gotta understand that it's a lot easier to get it when we all carry the weight. Now, the law of polarity. Anybody got show hands? I've never heard of this before. The law of polarity. No. All right, perfect. So here's what that means. It basically means that there are 2 sides to everything. There's 2 sides. You don't believe me, right? So there's 2 sides, right? So how many sides does a coin have? 2, right? Heads and tails, right? Bread. Anybody ever ate a one-sided bread before? No? I mean, your bakery don't make it? Like mine does. Like, no? No, there's no such thing as like one-sided bread, right? And then when you look at a battery, there's a positive and a negative too. There's always 2 sides. There's always 2 sides. For me, I was like, okay, before the pandemic came, I had goals. Don't judge me. I wanted a 6-pack abs. Clearly, it did not come. Right? I wanted 6-pack abs, right? And as I wanted it, it's a good thing to want it. The bad part though, what I gotta eat to get it. Yo, you gotta eat almonds. What you mean? Without salt? Yo, you gotta have broccoli. You gotta eat greens with every meal. What you mean with every meal? Greens? What's that? Yo, you gotta have that broccoli. You got your broccoli? No, I don't want no broccoli. Well, then you don't want abs, right? You don't want it, right? When we think about this, what does that look like as a student? We all want the biggest success in the world, but we don't want none of the burdens that it takes to get. Yo, how do I get big success with 0 sacrifice? I haven't found the answer. It's going to cost you something, no matter what. Somebody will say, y'all want a man that is always around and always there for me. Okay, cool. He just doesn't work, right? So now you got a money problem. I want a guy who got all the money in the world. Cool. He's never around. Right? So I want a girl who's super. Just everything has a good and a bad to it. And the people who are super successful, what they do is they decide to focus on the part that they want. So you gotta go to school, okay. But what's the good part of going to school? Being educated. You know what it feels like to come into a room knowing that you know? Y'all know the feeling when I go in a room and y'all don't know something? Like, damn, shucks. I don't feel confident. But when you say, like, what's your name?
Mina.
Say that again?
Mina.
Mina? What is your favorite thing? Like, what's your hobby you like? Working out? So if I told you to come and do this, if I told you, hey, I need you to come into the night, I just want you to give me 3 tips that will help somebody have a good workout. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Right? Why can't you do that?
Why can I?
Yeah.
Experience.
Right? But if I told him to come and talk and say, hey, man, I just want you to go and do my speech for me. Like, I have no practice. Like, how am I going to do your speech? But when it's something that you know, you get a different level of confidence. He could literally be scared, have a fear of public speaking. But if he's talking about something he's experiencing, y'all know y'all meet people like that, where you're like, you're not quiet. And then once you hit that one topic, they know you can't even shut up. You sit there like, oh man, I thought you was quiet. But you're going to start talking about, hey man, you hit a nerve when you said anime. You hit a nerve when you said Real Housewives of Atlanta. You hit a nerve when you said this. And all of a sudden you're like, I can't get you to look quiet now. So we all have something that we're experiencing. We all have some level of knowledge, right? And so I think if we start to think about like, what is it that I have? Because I think too many times we come to a school and we think like, yo, I don't got it. Like I'm missing something. And I think the biggest mistake we make is we keep thinking that what we got is not enough to get us to where we are going next. Instead of saying, what am I missing? Ask the question of what is it that I have that I need to go and shine more light. Some of you are like the dopest. Like if I gave you like, I said, yo, my wife needs to go to somewhere, she need an outfit. You would come out and you would go into a store and you would piece things together where you would be like, yo, how did you even conceptualize this? Like, how did you put this stuff together like this? And you would literally say, it was easy. But it's only easy because you had experience. And so for all of us, whatever it is that you feel like, oh, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at science, I'm bad at English, I can't write. I just want you to be encouraged to know, like, yo, everyone starts off bad. And then you get better over time, like literally. So when we think about this idea of the law of polarity, here's what successful people do. They just decide, yo, I'm gonna just focus on my energy on the positive stuff. Because here's the thing, whatever you focus on grows. If you say college sucks 10 times, you're gonna feel like college really sucks. If you say, yo, college is an amazing opportunity, and you start to say, why is college a great opportunity? You'll start to find answers. Whatever your question is, though, your brain is the most obedient and loyal thing. It's not gonna go and try to find other thing. It's like going into Google. If I say Google, where is Essex County College? It's not going to show me where is Rutgers. That's not what I asked. Your brain is the same way. If you say, yo, why am I broke? Your brain's gonna say, here are 5 reasons why. If you're gonna say, why am I still single? Your brain is gonna go, well, you remember them 7 dates you went on? Like, that's one. Like, it's literally going to answer whatever question. But if you're gonna say, how am I gonna get rich? Your brain will go, well, you know, you have that skill, you know how to work out. You know, if you go and create a program, you go and put some YouTube videos together, and you go and create a program on top of it, you'll go and create a YouTube channel with hundreds of thousands of followers, you'll get paid from ads on YouTube, and then you got a program that you're selling for, and now you can make about $2, $3, $4 million. That example I just said, my friend literally named Jeff Cavalier used a YouTube channel to go and build a $10 million business. And I'm like, yo, what's your secret sauce? I work out. I know what I'm doing. You all have the potential. It's just when you focus on the negative, that's what you get. Focus on the positive, you're gonna get positive, right? So secret number 3, focus on the negative. Now here's the thing I want to just share with you guys. This is sidebar. How many of you have ever heard the quote, quitters never win and winners never quit? Anybody ever heard that before? So a couple hands saying that, right? Here's the thing I want to just say this, and I'm saying this because I wish somebody would have said this to me before. Here's the thing I want us to not miss, because sometimes we're in things that we should be quitting. Now, some of you are looking at me like, oh, hold on, hello, it's Student Success Day. What you talking about quitting? No, here's what I mean. There are certain things that are just not right for me. I started off as an accounting major. It was not right. I thought all I was going to do was income tax until they told me account receivables and dividends, and I said, what English is this? I don't understand this language. I thought we were just doing income tax. Like, why is this book 550 pages? Like, I don't understand it. So then I went and transitioned into sports management. So yeah, I found something that was better. So here's the thing and my tip for you when it comes to quitting. You should quit if it's not right. You shouldn't quit though if it's not all right. Yeah, you see the difference? One is like, yo, it's not right. Like, I'm a vegan and you telling me to eat meat. It's not right. I don't eat meat. I'm vegan. But the other side of it is we can't go and start thinking, well, if it ain't perfect, I'm not going. No, that's the person who says it has to be all right. And then it would dismiss the part that we talked about earlier about the law of polarity. Every good has something bad to it. Everything good. Yo, man, I want to be rich. You want to pay them taxes though? Right? You're like, yo, I want to make $1 million. Well, that's cool. I mean, you're going to pay Uncle Sam about $335,000. Well, nah, I don't want that. Well, then you don't want $1 million. You can't have it both ways, right? You got to pick which thing you want. But you got to understand, I don't want you to quit because it's not perfect. There's nothing in life is. So I don't want you quitting for that. But if it's not right, like you picked the wrong major. That's fine. That's fine if you didn't pick the right major. You gotta tell them, recalculate. When you drive and you made a wrong turn, the GPS don't want to go, idiot. Come on now, wrong turn again. No, it says recalculate. I'm glad the GPS doesn't say that. I'm not getting, I'm throwing the GPS out the window, right? Like, come on, idiot, wrong turn. No, it just says recalculate. And I think too many times because of social media, we are so scared to make a wrong decision. You know, what if I go and do this? Nah, I'm not sure. So whatever we do, we should stay stuck in life. What phase you in life? I'm in the not sure phase. Well, you know what the not sure phase look like? This is what it look like. You're not going to know. Right? Like I'd rather you go and say, yo, Dad, I took a step. Nah, that's not it. Come back. Take a step. Come back. Right? Like I don't want you to get lost in thinking, I gotta make a perfect decision at the time. If you think that, you're just never gonna make a decision. So I just don't want you to think that. So that's quitting. Now, here's Drake, right? And in Drake's song, he talks about a song when he says, I'm stuck in my feelings, right? And everybody was dancing to the song when it was summer, and like, hey, Kiki, and all this stuff, and was dancing and all that stuff. But here's the thing that I want us to understand. When it comes to being successful, I'm cool with you dancing to Drake stuck in your feelings. I just need you to not be stuck in your feelings when we making decisions to be successful. Because feelings make horrible drivers. They're good if they're in the passenger seat. But if your feelings is driving you, here's what that looks like. You know what? I got an exam today for class. Oh, snap, it's raining? You know, I don't feel like going. It's raining outside, not meant to be. Oh man, yo, Dan, you know what? Gotta go to work. You know what? I don't feel like going to work today. So you don't go because of feelings. So I believe in this thing called #NoDrake. Now please don't go and take a picture and go and say, yo, he hate Drake. Oh my God, Geo don't like Drake. No, I love Drake. I'm not gonna listen to Drake when I came here or I was driving. But what I'm saying when I say #NoDrake is I'm saying don't be stuck in your feelings. So the question becomes this. Geo, if I'm not supposed to be stuck in my feelings, then where should I be stuck in? What should I put my energy towards? And it's towards commitment. And here's why. Commitment is making a decision before the feelings ever come to the equation. When you said I'm going to school, commitment. You had a purpose behind why you're going to school. It's commitment. If your feelings all of a sudden starts changing and you're like, yo, I don't feel like going to school today. And you come and you stack a bunch of I don't feel like going to school today, you're gonna drop out. You're gonna be like, God, it's not for me. Just for feelings. But commitment says, yo, rain, sleet, or snow, I'm coming. And when we think about this, and ask yourself this, if y'all were the boss of a company, who are you hiring? The person, this is about show of hands. Are you hiring the person who, like, their feelings determine whether they're coming to work? Let me see the hands, like, who's hiring the feelings person? Like, it's like, yo, you know what? It's whatever. Like, when they come, you know? Like, I could build a business off, you know, whenever they come. Or you're the person who's like, I want to hire the people who are like, yo, it's my job. I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Who's hiring those people? Right? Like, I'm hiring the person who's like, yo, like, they're going to come regardless because I can trust you. I can't build off feelings. Feelings is like trying to build a tower on sand. Commitment is solid ground. You give me commitment, that's all I need. You're like, yo, Geo, he's committed. I need to know you committed. So if you came when it was raining, you came and he said, Geo, you don't understand. I got like 3 kids at home. It's a sacrifice for me to come to school. And you still showed up, that's commitment. I could teach you skills if you give me commitment. I can't teach you, nor do I want to spend the time to, if you don't have commitment. But if you got that though, oh my gosh, let's go. Let's go to work. I've been mentoring this one kid for like 7 years. And everybody asks me, why did you do it? I'm like, well, he's committed. Well, how do you know he's committed? He created a YouTube channel when nobody was watching. And I said, yo, bro, like you only got 2 subscribers, you still doing videos? And he's like, yeah, I'm committed. I said, so you mean your commitment is not attached to the results, it's attached to the thing you said you was gonna do, even if the results don't come? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, I can rock with you. And what's the craziest thing is, when I said build your team, when you surround yourself with people who are committed, they won't let you go and choose your feelings. When I want to give up and I'm like, yo, man, I don't want to do nothing, it's the kid that I'm mentoring in high school who's like, no, you ain't. And I'm like, what you mean? No, we committed. But when you're in isolation and you go to college by yourself, you can hide and not be committed and then fall to the wayside. And then before you know it, you're like, you remember that person? No, that person hasn't been here in a while. Well, you need people around you who are going to be like, yo, we sit next to each other in class and I haven't seen you in a minute. What's going on? Are you all right? Like, sometimes the best thing is like somebody to know that you are missed. But if you ain't got no friends and you don't got no team, who gonna miss you? It's not gonna happen, right? So I want you to choose commitment over feelings. That's secret number 4. Choose commitment over feelings. Now, I've had the pleasure of going all over the country to speak, right? So I've spoken in Bermuda, that's the picture of the right hand corner. That was like the best trip ever. I was staying outside next to the water. My wife was here and it was cold. Don't tell her I'm telling you this story. I took all the pictures, like literally. My Insta story, I didn't send it to nobody else except her. I'm like, hey babe, look, the water's clear. I see my feet. Like, that's crazy. Hey babe, I'm staying across. Where are you? Like, it's across the street from the house I'm staying at. And there's a beach. Yeah, it's crazy, it's crazy. So I got a chance to speak there. I spoke to kids, all ages. The lady who was crying right here, she just had an opportunity to hear me speak one time and said, I just was just about to give up. Like, I was about to give in. I was just about to quit on my dream. And you came out and you were just telling me, yo, nah, hold on. Like, there's too much inside of me for me to quit now. You've come too far in your life. You've been through too many things to say, yo, I'm done now. And so I look at these opportunities and I say to myself, if my feelings was the thing that was going to make me get this stuff done, then that first time when I first did a speech and a kid took a selfie and was talking and the whole time with his feet on a desk and telling me shut the F up in the middle of the speech, that kid, on my feelings, I ain't gonna lie to you. When he did that, I said, you know what, I don't need this. I don't need this. There are other ways to make money. Like, this is ridiculous. But my commitment was I wanted people to remember that there is more inside of you than the things that you see that's stopping you from getting that success. My commitment is why I'm still here 7 years later. It's not because of my feelings. Because my feelings, when you do something and the check is not there yet, or your feelings of not every single time you do a speech is a home run. But again, what did I say earlier about the kid with the subscribers? His commitment was not attached to the results. He made a decision before the results ever came and stuck to that decision. And that's what I want you guys to do too if you want to be successful, right? Here's the thing about success. When we talk about the law of polarity, everyone wants what's above the water. Everyone wants success. We raised our hand earlier. Yo, success. How many of y'all want massive success? Yo, me, massive. I want it. And what we don't realize is, okay, well, since you wanted massive success, here's a little bit of hard work. Here's a little bit of late nights. Here's a little bit of rejection. Here's a little bit of discipline. Here's a little bit of criticism. What does criticism look like? When you decided to go to college and all the friends in the neighborhood said, you think you're better than us because you decided to go to college. And you got to deal with the pressure of somebody saying to you, or maybe somebody in your family, oh, so you think you're better than us because you went to college? Oh, you got grades? Oh, okay, that's what you, or you just gonna leave us. And they have that crabs in the barrel mentality, like, yo, let's all suck together. Let's all have a pity party together. I don't want you to go and leave us. That's criticism when you try to go and chase success. Somebody gonna hate on you. If you do not have haters, you're probably not doing anything. Because haters, that's their number one job. If you look up the job description for haters, find someone doing something and tell them that you don't like it. Definition of a hater. You see it in all the comments. You see anybody? Hey, Lizzo, I love my body, whatever. Hey, you too big to love your body. Like, what? It don't matter. Oh, so-and-so, she sung the national anthem. She sucked. But you're the one who's watching her sing the national anthem on TV. Like, everyone always got something to say until you get the massive success. And when you get the massive success, what they tell you? Y'all know what they say. I knew you could do it. I knew it all along. I was just telling you this. I was giving you motivation. That's all. I was just saying, get you right. I know that if I get gonna want more. So don't let criticism be the reason why you don't go to the next level. Doubts. Many of us got doubts. Who got doubts? Like, you like, I'm not sure, man. Like, I'm stuck on unsure. Like, anybody got doubts? I see a couple of hands. I love the honesty in this room, though. Like, honestly, like, most people never gonna say they got doubts. No one wanna go and be like, I'm unsure. I don't know everything. But if you like, but doubts is a part of it. And I got a little quick tip for you guys. Whenever there's a doubt in your mind, there's two words in the word doubt. There's do and buts. Buts is something we use when we're trying to make an excuse for why we can't do something. Yo, go and apply for that scholarship. I doubt I'm gonna get it. No, but you can get the scholarship. But what if I don't? And we'll just use a bunch of buts to go and say it. And here's the only way to get rid of your doubts. To do the other word in the word doubt. Just do it. That's the only way you're really gonna find out, is if you do it. But if you stay on like, oh, excuses, you end up with excusitis, like a disease, like you can't get them, right? So that's doubts. And then there's failure and risk. Anybody got a fear of failure? Like, there's not a show of hands. I feel like I would, this is big. I'd play the lottery if I was guaranteed to win. I'd apply for the job if I was guaranteed to get it. But the only guarantee that I've run is that you are going to die at some point in life. That's guaranteed. No one lives forever. But the risk part, the ones who are willing to take the risk, the ones who are willing to fail. You think Uber was a great idea from Jump Street? You think Airbnb, think about it, guys. Could you imagine the first meeting of Airbnb where the guy goes and says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to create an app, a program, a website where people are going to let other people live in their house. You know what? We're going to go and create an app called Uber, and people are going to go into cabs. They're not going to use no cash, and people are going to be using their regular cars. You're like, no. Right? There's a fear of failure, but the people who are willing to take the risk, they're the ones who change the world. They're the ones who change the world. The phones you got in your hand, somebody took a risk. The companies that we buy from, somebody took a risk. And they were okay with the fear of failure because they understood that the fear of failure pales in comparison to the size of the success if and when it works. What happens if you do actually finish school? What happens if you do actually get that job? What happens if you actually do get a career? What happens if you actually get the promotion? Like, that's the side of the coin I want you to focus on. What if you get it though? Because I get it. The other side is you might not. I can't promise you you're gonna get it though. But what about the part where I'm like, yo, I might get it. I'm the person who's like, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna keep shooting, and one of the shots gonna go in. I just hope somebody's recording it so that they can go and say that they were in, right? I'm like, hey, look, I made the shot. Don't record the other 99 that I missed. But we gotta be willing to go ahead and take that risk. And I'll tell you this, if you're willing to do everything that is below the water, you will get more than you could ever handle above the water. But you gotta be willing to do it. You gotta be willing to go stay up late at night and do assignments. You gotta be willing to go ahead and ask a professor a question and feel like, hey man, if they're gonna make fun of me, criticism is part of the journey. I can't ask for just the thing above the water. I gotta pick all of it. You can't just choose and pick and say, you know what, this is a buffet, I'm just gonna pick, you know what, I don't like late nights, I'm gonna skip that. Sacrifices? Nah, I kind of don't like sacrifices. I don't like that. But I want success though. Like it doesn't work that way. You buy the whole thing. But I'm telling you, if you choose wisely, that thing that you decided to buy will be the best investment you ever made. Right? So this is what happens when we look at it. So everybody sees this picture and says, oh, that's so amazing, whatever. This is what they don't see. 3 o'clock in the morning, drooling, the book reading me. I ain't reading it. Right? I'm looking at it and they're like, how many books do you read? I'm reading like 4 or 5 books a week. You know, if you're reading all those books, yeah, I need it though. Why? Because I have to come to programs like this and I gotta read enough books for the books you're not gonna read. I need to give you all the cliff notes. You're like, Dad, what's that thing you said earlier? What book did you get that from? I need to give you the best information that I possibly can get so that you can get to where you need to go. Because when you get to where you need to go, somebody else is gonna be able to go and learn from that. I gotta get you there, right? So I will make the sacrifices. I'll go read the books. I'll go ahead and take the trainings. I'll do all that stuff just to go and ensure that you have that. And so the question I have for you is, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do to get that thing above the water? What are you willing to do? Now, here's the last thing I want to share with you guys. This is an important one. I'll say the best for last. Anybody can just tell me what is February 14th? Anybody can just tell me what February 14th is? What is it? Valentine's Day, right? So a few years back on Valentine's Day, a super hype, about like 5 years into the marriage, I'm like, yo, you know what? My wife loved Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men coming into town. Oh man, this is a layup. Yo, God, thank you for hooking that up. I didn't have no plans. Thank you for Boyz II Men. So I get tickets. I'm going to go to Boyz II Men. I was traveling from Buffalo. I just finished doing a speech, and I had done blood work before because I wasn't feeling too well. When I get back from Buffalo, Boyz II Men is on the 15th. On the 14th, I get a phone call from my doctor. I'm thinking this, whatever, just a checkup. He says, excuse me, Geo, where are you? I said, I'm at home. He says, I need you to go to the emergency room right now. What? But I just woke up. Like, what do you mean go to the emergency room? I said, your blood work came back. And your blood work came back with this blood sugar 7 times more than the normal. What you don't know? He said, no, your blood sugar, like, I think normal is like 80 to like 120 or so. I was at like 650. You said what?
So that's like 5 at home, about to die.
Yeah, right, exactly. What's your name?
Angela.
Say that? Angela, right? So Angela, you know what's so crazy what you just said? Angela said, just so that you can hear her. She said, man, you're about to die. Angela, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I walked into the hospital, they were like, they looked around and said, who brought you here? I said, I was in an Uber. You brought yourself? I said, yeah, what's the problem? They're like, look, like you're not supposed to be able to do that with this number. 650? So they put me into the emergency room. Scary, because 3 people died that morning in the emergency room. In the morning, they're like, excuse me, what happened to him? Oh, he just died. Oh, no, I have to leave here. Like, I can't stay here. I'm getting anxious, right? So I'm sitting over there. I stay in the hospital all day long. My wife comes, joins me. Doctor comes through. He literally comes and says, now here's the thing, you know it's not good when a doctor walks up to you and he's scratching his head. He ain't had that much shit. I'm just saying that much. All right? So he's going over here. I'm like, yo, he's touching the wall. Like, what's going on? He's nervous. And he was. Because he was about to tell me something that was going to change my whole life. Excuse me, I don't want to tell you this, but you have diabetes. I said, nah, what you mean though? Like, my mom and dad ain't got nothing. Like, what you mean? I got diabetes. No, you got diabetes. No, I couldn't rationalize. I couldn't wrap my head around that I got diabetes. Like, here's how much I couldn't understand what was happening. I told the doctor literally, you said I almost died, Angela. Here's what I told the doctor. Can I go home and come back tomorrow? He said, what? I said, I couldn't tell the doctor I got Boyz II Men, but that's what I was like. Let me just get to Boyz II Men. Just go to Boyz II Men, and then we can go to the doctor. He said, no, excuse me. If you go back home, I don't know if you're going to come back here the same way you came. I said, all right, this is serious. So I went to the doctor. I go stay in the hospital. My wife is crying on her way home. She got to go home by herself for the first time. Alone. I'm sitting in the hospital and the nurse is talking to me. And the nurse is looking at me and she says, you are so lucky to be alive. So what you mean? She said, not only you had high blood sugar, you had high cholesterol, and you had high blood pressure. The only way you should have been coming into the hospital is 2 ways, in a coma or if you have a stroke. I said, yo, oh my gosh, I have vaginal bullet, that's crazy. She said to me, here's the thing I want to let you know. There's 2 types of people who have that problem. I said, whatever. I can't go nowhere, so tell me. She says, there's some people who have diabetes, and there's some people who diabetes has them. I said, yo, hold on, say that again. That sounds like a bar. Come like, you a rapper? Like, what's going on here? She said, no, let me explain to you. She said, the people who got diabetes, Geo, the ones who have it, I never see them in the hospital again. But the ones who diabetes has them, they come here every week. I said, what? She said, here's what I need you to know. I need you to take ownership of this disease. I need you to go and make some decisions that's a little bit different in your life. Because this is gonna be you for the rest of your life. If you don't make this adjustment, you're gonna come back here, and I'm just gonna see you all over and over again. And at that moment, I had to make a decision. Is my health an option, or if it's a requirement? And why does it matter, right? And so here's what matters to me. Well, I got a wife. In my mind, I'm like, I can't leave her by herself. Like, yo, on the altar, I said forever. Like, I didn't think forever was going to be 4 years later. I didn't, I can end this quick. When she goes home and she cries and thinks about all the things, because this is what we do when something bad happens, right? You start thinking, oh my God, what if he dies? What if he gets a heart attack? What if he gets his leg cut off? Like, so many things you start thinking about the negatives. And that shows, I was thinking about it in the hospital bed by myself. I said, yo, I can't let her go through that. So now you see the picture of me with a little tag on. I was running a race in Jersey City. I said, yo, I gotta run. Now I was like 285 pounds. I got down to about like 199. Then the pandemic got a little too much fun. I put on the pandemic 25 more. But I saw my wife and I said, yo, I gotta go and do this for her. And I'm like, I gotta do this because I can't let this be the end of the story. And for many of you, you have like something that is pulling you. I don't know what that is. And nor can someone give that to you. I can't give you your motivation. I can inspire you and say, yo, other people have done hard things before and they've found success, but I can't give you your motivation. But I would ask you this though, what is your why? What's your why? Like, why are you here? I'm curious, like, this is not a rhetorical question. Why are you here?
Education.
Yeah, no? My daughter. Your daughter. Like that, daughter. Who else? Somebody said something. Who else was? Why are you here?
To get my education.
To get your education. Okay. Who else? Why are you here?
To become someone in the future.
To become someone in the future? Like it. Why are you here? Yes.
Aging parents.
Aging parents? Okay. When you say, so let me just say, just so I can hear you correctly, do you mean aging like 50, 70, or Asian like the culture?
Aging like old.
Okay. Just, I just want to make sure, because both of them could literally be the answer. Like, I didn't have a choice. My parents said that. Right? right. So aging parents. Anybody else? Why?
I have a great time in the future.
To have a greater future? Yes. Why? Come on, fellas. Don't go this. Come on now. Why? Why are you here? Why? Yes. To achieve the goals that you set for yourself. Yes. Why? What? For success? Success? Why? Why? And there's a reason why I'm still staying on this question. Because I promise you, I don't like running. I don't like broccoli. I don't like Cheerios without the honey in it. No one likes the yellow box. No one. It is great fiber. It doesn't taste like it. Like no one wants that. Oh, you want to be lettuce. Yeah, you know what? Let me get the burger, hold the bun. It's not a burger. Like hello. Like, what's going on? But the reason why is the reason why I say, yo, let me get the burger. Even with all your friends ordering all the greasiest foods you could have ever seen in your life. Yo, let me get it. What you ordering? I'm getting the chicken and waffles. What you ordering? I'm getting like bacon, egg, and cheese. Oh shit, baby. What you get? I'm gonna get the you know what? Give me dessert too. Like I'm gonna have which cakes you have? Or we have an assortment of cakes where you can get 5 in 1. oh, let me get that. And I'm sitting over here like, grilled chicken salad, please. But the reason why I could make that decision easier is because my wife was front and center. My screensaver on my phone is my wife. I could remember when I want to go and call Uber Eats, like, salad again. Because of your why. And you may not want to go and share that, because sometimes we think it's corny. I ain't gonna say why, I want to prove people wrong. I don't want to say that, everybody say that. You may not tell me what your why is, but please have one. Please have one. Because when life throws you the kitchen sink, which it will, I'm sure y'all experienced it. Here's the one thing about the pandemic that I realized. We all had a perfect plan, and then we saw the pandemic mess up everyone's plan. Everyone. The business owner who was making it rain, all of a sudden nobody's coming to the restaurant. So you're like, yo, man, I got a good restaurant. How many restaurants been around for 37 years? The community supports us and all this stuff. And then the pandemic comes in, hey, they can't come in, they can't sit down inside. No. Oh no, you don't have the app, they can't order the food mobile. And now all of a sudden you have these restaurants, these gyms, all these businesses that are closing that once thought, yo, I'm great. All of a sudden, my friend, he owned a gym like about 45 minutes from there. He just moved to Las Vegas because he had to close his business. Something that he built for 15 years. Something that he literally almost committed suicide for because it was attached to his identity. The pandemic wasn't playing fair. The pandemic said, you know what, y'all all come get it. Everybody. And I don't like all of the things, obviously, I don't like death. I don't like people getting stuff, right? But at the same time, I look at it and I'm like, we all faced something, and the people who were able to stick around to fight, they had a strong enough why. So those who said daughter, success, education, I want you to ask this question to yourself. Why is it a requirement for you to get the success that you want? So for you said your daughter, why is it necessary for you to be successful for your daughter?
Better, because my parents didn't give it to me. So I wanted to get some help.
What did it feel like to not have been able to get it from your parents?
Hard. Life is hard. Decisions were hard for me. You know, it kind of affect the way that I'm at, the age that I'm at, like, you know, the way you want to be at.
Yeah.
So that it just affected a lot. So I just don't want her to, I want to have the right mindset and the right success for her. So when she's at my age, she's like, oh, I did this, I did that, because my mom, she went for it, she did it, she didn't stop, you know?
Yeah. That's amazing. Can we just give a round of applause for that? Like, I think that's mad joy. I think about this is like, this is that's cute, my story, lifetime. Like no, like understand, like she's saying that I'm trying to set up my daughter so that she can have an advantage, so that she doesn't go and start the race in the beginning because mom decided, yo, let me get this baton real quick, let me just give you the baton in the middle of the race. Like that's mad dope. So now when you go and say, yo, dad, another test, more studying, I'm working and I go to school and I gotta do all this stuff, and you think about, yeah, but the reality is it's harder because you're working for more than one person. And it's dope, like sometimes our parents didn't know they could do it or whatever the reason is with our parents. The reality is we can make a decision for ourselves on what we want to do for those who come before after us. And so I think that's not dope, absolutely. So it's a requirement, right? So now, when is it a good option for you to not go and do what is necessary to make your daughter have that success? When is it okay for you to just like, I don't care anymore? It's not okay.
She, that's my life. That's everything.
Yeah.
You know, that's I'm building her, you know, well, everything. So I can't. There's no.
There is no choice, right? There's no option, right? She's literally saying, hey, so now here's the thing. We talked about commitment earlier. Well, I'm like, yo, you know what, like, that's someone you're going to invest in. I'm like, yo, you saying like, yo, there's no choice. Now she gotta get the success. But then now I'm like, yo, let me put this in your hand because I know for sure in your head, you're gonna make something out of it. Because she's like, yo, I'm committed. Like there is no, I told her there's a multiple choice test. And she said, nah, there ain't no choice. There's no choice. There's only one choice. I'm gonna get it done because my daughter deserves it. I want to give her something I don't have. How many of y'all can relate to that story? Like a little bit, anybody can relate to that story and say, yeah, look, I kind of resonate with that a little bit, right? Well, a lot of people, right? Some people, there's different stories. For me, I kind of listen to the aging parent part. That's one of the things that give me motivation. I work harder to think, dang, dad's 75, bro. Mom's 65. I need them to understand that when they left Haiti, when they lived in a mansion with maids and they came to live in a one-bedroom apartment, I need them to see what that was. That price was worth it. So I got drowned. Like, yo, Geo, but you don't get tired? Yeah, they're tired. Geo, you still gonna do a speech after 3 hours of sleep? Yeah, I'm gonna do a speech after 3 hours of sleep. Because I gotta go and make sure that they see the success before they go. Because that's the one thing I don't know. I don't get the clock. I don't have a calendar that says, hey, Geo, 2027, that's the time. I don't know. So I'm chasing an invisible time. So I can't go and take off and say, I'm relax. I can't do it. Somebody said education. You said education, right?
Yeah,
Why is there a requirement for you to get an education?
because basically like the job I want require education for you to be, to know.
You know what's so crazy? The word that she used. She told me the job is a requirement. Like, the job requires me to get it, so I'm going to get it. Right? It's the same thing when you fill out the application. Who fills out the option report? Not me. But you're going to put a requirement, you go try to go fill out the application and don't do what's required. And then hit submit. The button going to say, excuse me, look, you can see the asterisk that said this is required. Right? You got to do it. So when you think about that, you look at it and say, oh, snap. Now that's a powerful source because it's exactly what's the driving force to make you go get it. Well, if it's that powerful, then why don't we go and make sure that we create the circumstances and the terms to make sure it is a requirement for us? Stop looking at your life like it's a choice. You do not want to make the choice of saying, hey, my success is an option. It's not. Student Success Day is not here as an option. Every single year, hey, pandemic, Geo, can we come and do it virtually? Absolutely, Joe, absolutely, Mr. Grant, absolutely could do it. Yo, Geo, we cool, we had you, but we need a woman to come in front of the room. No problem, I'm committed to their success. Here's a woman I can recommend for you. It's a commitment. Ain't about like, yo, let me go to Medea and come in and be a woman and say, I want all the money. I need all the money. No, it's not that. It's, hold on. What is the number one priority? My why is you. That's why I do this work. So I don't care who tells it to you as long as you get it. I'm not going to cry about, oh, we didn't bring me next semester. Oh my God, I'm so sad. No, I would be sad if the person didn't come with the same energy who was just as committed to make sure you got what you need. As long as you get what you need, I don't care. I don't care where you got it from. Just get it because you need it to get to where it is that you have to next. Your daughter's success is a requirement for her. Education is a requirement for her. Aging parents, why is it a requirement for you?
She said, so she
I resonate with the people that when a parent comes from another country and have to go and learn a whole different language and go to school in another country, get all the degrees, and then come here and be told that this doesn't count. Start all over. Could you imagine what that's like for you to go and put in effort and then somebody goes and hits? It's like you doing your paper and then the computer just shut off and it never saved. Could you imagine writing that paper again? You writing that paper the whole time. I hate this class. I don't want to write this. Like you might actually write that line in the paper, like literally, because you just got upset. But that idea of like, yo, I want to pay my mom back for that sacrifice. Or I want to make the sacrifice for somebody who's going to come after me, but you got to make it a requirement, right? So secret number 5 is success is required. So we shared 5 secrets today, right? 5 secrets. Ask questions, build a team, focus on the positive, commitment over feelings, and make it a requirement. Here's my question for you. Which secret was for you? Which secret was yours? said, Angela said focus on positive?
Yeah.
What is it about that resonates?
Well, don't look at everything as like something negative, like, look at everything as positive, you know? And for me, sometimes I look at stuff negative, like, say if I failed the test, you know, I'll just be like, oh, boy, like, you know, but I gotta look at it as, I gotta do better on the next one, or I gotta study more for the next test. So, yeah, stay positive is better.
I love that. I love that. Again, failure is a part of success. When I said there's two things, there's two sides to every coin, you can't get success without failing it. You're gonna fail something because it means you tried. And it gives you an opportunity to go and make an improvement. But if you don't go ahead and think about it and look at the positive, you'll never think you can actually pass the test if you don't think of the negative side. Right? So I love the fact that Andrew says, don't focus on the positive. Like literally, it's a choice. I'm not saying the negative is not there. I'm just saying which one you want to give energy to, which one you want to focus on. So what else? Which other one? I want to hear from you guys real quick before we land the plane. Yes,
I got commitment over feelings.
tell me about that.
I think it's just because like in all my life, like I've depended on feelings on making decisions. So like growing up, you just realize that it's not all about
Gotcha.
you gotta go to vision.
Yep. Yep. And it's, again, like I said earlier, right? It's that idea of like, I get that. I'm not saying don't have feelings. I think that there's some people that, well, I'm saying all commitment and no feelings. I didn't say put feelings out of the car. I just said don't let it drive. Let feelings be on the passenger seat, and if you get lost, feelings might say, hey, you're not feeling good about this decision. You know, it doesn't feel, it's not right. Go that way, like that's fine. But when you go and let the feelings be the only thing that gets to say, we'll just keep doing this all our lives. And then we never want to get the thing that we want. And the bigger the success, the bigger the commitment. Because every day is not going to be beautiful. There's going to be some rainy days, some days it's going to be sunny, and you got to show up no matter what the weather is. Right? And so that's super good. I appreciate that. Who else? Who else? What's the secret for you? Some of them it could be like more than one. Which one is it for you? Which secret was for you? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
5.
5. Who's it 5?
Me.
Oh, tell me about that one.
Well, like I said before, make it required, like make it like, so say, like I have to get my education. It shouldn't be a choice or it got to be required because I need it for a job or I need it for a career or anything like that. So yeah.
Got it. And again, I want y'all to say this. Angela said, she had said 3, she said 5, right? I want you to say this. You want ridiculous success? Download all 5. Take a screenshot, like, yo, you know what? Get all of them. Because I don't want you to go and say, I'm gonna just go and do one of them, because that's 20%. I don't want none of you guys to do 20%. Go ahead and try to download a file on your computer with 20%. Tell me if it downloads. You know, the computer can be like, yo, excuse me, we're not done. Go ahead and cook something in the oven and take it out to her and tell me if it's good for you. No, right? But the cool thing is you have the rest of your life to apply this. So you don't gotta feel the pressure like, oh my God, I don't got it all right now. No. Which one does it resonate with you? Work on it and then say, no, I got to focus on the positive locked. I'm good. Nothing can deter me from being positive. And then you work on, all right, well, Angela goes say, all right, well, I'm positive. Negative don't come and stop me no more. I'm gonna focus on the required. And then you just add them and you stack them so that you can go build that skyscraper of success that you truly want. But again, please apply these. I showed you this coin, these 2 sides. Hashtag no Drake, please. Do not be stuck in your feelings, please. Dance to the song, don't stay in your feelings. Commitment over feelings, I showed that. The success, glacier, and the required and optional, right? This is all the things that I want you to go and implement. And when you do implement these things, you notice this has nothing to do with your IQ. None of these secrets require you to be the smartest person in the room. It only requires you to say, I will. I'll do it. I'll give it a shot. I'll make that decision. I'll make those choices. That's all that's required to go and apply these secrets. That's why I want to share with you. It's not about here's what I learned in class. Yes, it's what you learned in class. But when you add these things that are like, that's why I said it's hidden. It's hidden because it's not as obvious. There's no class called Make It Required class. There's no class that says, hey, Commitment 101, make sure you sign up for that class. But that's what I've noticed, that these are the things that we were never told, or never had enough people say it over and over again. And because we didn't hear it over and over again, it always feels new or feels weird because you don't know. I want you to repeat it to yourself over and over again so that it becomes familiar to you, so that you can go and eventually at one point when you progress with it, it becomes automatic. And the people who are highly successful, they just happen to have done it longer. It's not because they're better. It's just because they just put in the time. And I firmly believe that we all got 24 hours in a day. We can all dedicate our time and decide what we want to do with it. And the number one thing that's going to make you do it is understanding why you're doing it, and then understanding that that why is not a choice, it's a requirement. Thank you, guys. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? Anybody got questions? Like questions before I go? Any questions, thoughts, feedback? I'm always trying to learn, so I have to ask questions, ask the question too. Like, what stood out to you? What could be better? That's why I asked you that question. Secret. Yes.
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Give it up loud for Geo one time.
Don't ever hesitate to ask questions. That's my social media. If you want to follow me and stay in touch, I love staying in touch with students. I've met students from the West Campus that we still be in and talk to each other. I really, like, I want to be the person who's like flooding your DM. I'm the one who's gonna be writing the comments and I'll put all the emojis with all the things and all that stuff when we graduate. Like, I want to be the biggest cheerleader. So if you want that, or you feel like you need support, and this was just a starting point, and you would like to have a mentor, you would like to have somebody who's going to be there for you, I want to be that for you. I know what it was like not to have it. I was the oldest brother, so I didn't have nobody who said go to college. I had to figure it out on my own. And so I want to be able to provide that for somebody else. I didn't have a big brother, so if you need one, do not hesitate to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Geo. Another amazing, life-changing motivational speech from Mr. Geo Derice. I hope it hits you all like it hits me, because I sit there and I'm working and it still hits me. So thank you, Geo, again. We have awesome material for you. Come on down and grab one. Geo will sign it for you and take a pic. Other than that, thank you for attending Student Success Day. We appreciate it. Please give it up one more time for our speaker, Geo Derice.